The MoCap Hub stands for Motion Capture Hub. Essentially, we take equipment, as you can see behind me, of motion capture cameras and high-speed videos to film and quantify movement. Generically, we've split that into 3 different strands or themes. Our first one is the human-equipment interaction. So how people interact with equipment can inform the product design process. Secondly, we look at the manufacturing process, such as fault finding machinery. Are the component parts doing what they should do? These cameras can accurately quantify within 0.3 millimeters, giving us a more accurate and rigorous process. And thirdly, we look at people. So looking at injury prevention, such as repetitive strain injury on a production line, or day in, day out performance of how they get up with a chair, how they interact with that equipment, and how that could influence the workplace or workforce. There is a number of different needs for the Motion Capture Hub, depending on the business. The most obvious one that we've seen recently is informing that product design process. So how do we remove the trial and error? How do we speed up prototyping? Other methods that we can do is keeping people in the workplace. If people are getting injured in work, say they're climbing high buildings where there's an excessive force going through their body and doing their job role, how can we make that job role easier? How can we modify their equipment or how they interact with their workspace to make them stay in work effectively, thus saving companies and people money and time? Through Business Lincolnshire, we're funded to give 12 hours of free support to small and medium enterprises within the Lincolnshire area. This can offer quantification of the product design and manufacturing process. For example, we've been working with a few local businesses and companies with interactive equipment such as climbing frames or trampolines. We can begin to quantify how they create those, and if they change certain parts of the product, what will happen, thus saving them money before they go on the large scale of production. Secondly, with equipment that people interact with, such as a golf club, where does this information of how a human uses that equipment come from? And it comes from motion capture. So by using this equipment here in Lincolnshire, pretty much anything that a human interacts with, we can modify and change. The Motion Capture Hub can help any businesses or sector that requires quantification of movement. So this can be in a clinical setting, this could be physiotherapy, if somebody's returned to work, this can be in engineering, anything to do with the human equipment interaction. This can be car manufacturers, this could be seat manufacturers, office manufacturers. It could be anything that has animals and how animals interact with stuff, or how component parts interact with each other. Businesses may lose the ability to remove the trial and error process. So they may waste a lot of time and effort of creating or manufacturing parts without really knowing what that produced part looks like. Is also the interaction with human equipment. If somebody is jumping on something, what are the forces that are generated and how are they generated? How can we reduce those? That helps on the performance side as well as an equipment modification side to reduce injury. Without this equipment, people have pretty much taken a stab in the dark and going through logic rather than scientific rigor. Best way is to go via myself, so you can contact me on email of fmulloy@lincoln.ac.uk or contact me on telephone of 01522 835396, and from that point on we can have a discussion about potential projects that you have in mind and ways that we could help you.